Hello, I'm Chesrick44 once again, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Geneforge. I'm doing this right after the last one, but why does that matter? You might not see this for a week, or you might be seeing this right after. Why am I mumbling to myself? I gotta stop. Anyway, we just finished the tutorial section, as it says on screen there, and we just spoke with a servile who told us of a city, or town, or village, or whatever it is, just off screen to the right. One filled with serviles, who are acting decidedly unservile-like. Regardless, it's time to see if we can find a way off this island. Onwards to Vakkiri. You meet, for the first time, a colony of serviles on Sucia Island. There is a good deal of astonishment on both sides. The creatures seem to have done well on their own, much better than you would have suspected. They have moved into the Shaper ruins and made them their own. They have crops, shops, and guard patrols. The serviles, in turn, are speechless. They have clearly been without Shaper influence for many years, and they have no idea how to react. They look overjoyed, relieved, and terrified at the same time. Most of all, though, they look expectant. They watch you carefully, gauging your every move, wondering how you are going to treat them. The power of the Shapers has always completely overwhelmed that of their creations. You, however, don't have the full power of the Shapers. You are weak, tired, untrained, and alone. Fortunately, they don't seem to know that. Here, welcome to Vakkiri. Unfortunately, most serviles look like each other, so that's where the tab key comes in handy. This servile is working hard to grow small green vegetables. She seems to be doing very well considering her lack of supervision. She bows. Welcome to my humble plot of land, Shaper. What are you raising? Just simple vegetables. They aren't a creation, just ordinary food. You look closer and see that she is correct. I'm looking for information. Is there anyone here who can help me? You should talk to Learned Pinner. She points to the northwest. She lives in the building back there in the woods. Never mind, you can return to your work. Thank you, Shaper. You are very kind. And that one is a guard. A Shaper with a sword. His feet hurt. You meet one of Vakkiri's guards. He is a servile, wielding an old, dented, but very sharp sword. The guard bows. He seems slightly nervous about your intentions. Greetings, Shaper. How may I assist you? What are you guarding against? Rogue creatures are common in the woods north and east of here. We never know when some of them will stumble into Vakkiri and need to be dealt with. Where can I find aid and information? You should speak with leader Cobar. He is in the feasting hall at the northwest corner of at the southwest corner of town. I don't need any more assistance. The guard bows once again and continues on his rounds. Well, since we're in the southwest corner, let us go and see him. Boots. Ooh, gloves. Ah, unfortunately, they are NY. Not yours. As opposed to New York. If you take something marked as not yours and someone sees you, then the town can start to get angry. Do this to many, and they will try to kill you. So, you can't really take anything that's not yours, unless there's nobody around to see you. Then you can steal to your heart's content. Or that's not mine. Yeah, I always look at everything. Chitin armor. It's kind of like regular armor, but not really. Yeah, nothing we can use there, nothing we can take from there. No, I didn't mean to click him. Sword, which would be handy, but oh well. And this is both the kitchen and the private dining hall where the elders of the village eat. And there is leader Cobar. Very well, let's speak with the leader of these serviles. Unlike the others, this servile does not fear you. Or if he does not show it. He is clearly sizing you up, trying to figure out whether you are a help or a threat to the serviles under his care. He bows to you, a very short, sharp motion, all the time keeping his eyes on you. Finally, he says, "Welcome to our home. I am Leader Cobar, proud awakened and the chosen leader of the tribe of Vakkiri. It is a pleasure to have the Shapers among us again at last." You could not fail to notice the way Khobar emphasized the word leader, or the lack of enthusiasm he put into saying that last sentence. "Tell me more of your village. After the Shapers abandoned us, we serviles struggled for survival. Most were unable to live without your guidance. Some of us were selected by cruel nature to be allowed to survive. We have formed 3 villages that I know of." You don't know all of the settlements on the island? To the north is a harsh wasteland, full of rogue clawbugs and vlish. There we do not go. To the northeast are mountains, well protected by Shaper creations and traps. Beyond, we cannot go. In those places, you might find anything. What are the other 2 villages that you know of? To the east, there is Pentel. They are a feckless, servile lot. You will like them. Past Pentel is Kazg. You may wish to avoid them. They are very martial, and they have little love for Shapers. They hate you, and even more, they are terrified of you. A volatile combination. So that's the 3 factions. Or at least their cities. Leader Cobar continues to watch you carefully, attempting to divine from small motions and expressions your true intentions. "It would be a pleasure to speak with you further, Shaper. You said that you were awakened. Tell me more about that." "All of us serviles have developed our own ways and beliefs to deal with the Shapers abandoning us. There are 3 sects: the Awakened, the Obeyers, and the Takers." "Tell me of the Obeyers." "They are the ones you wish to follow. They are the ones who worship your kind as gods. You will find them to the east, as obedient and pliable as you could possibly wish. We are not fond of them." "Tell me of the Takers." "They are the mad ones, the Takers of Free. They have been warped by the cruelty of their time here. They were made by the Shapers, and now they wish to overthrow them. They wish to separate from the Shapers completely, and if the Shapers attempt to deal with them, they wish for combat. They are mad. We have no worship for the Shapers, but we do not hate them either. We wish to be equal, that is all." "Tell me of the Awakened." "All in this village are of the Awakened sect. We have been awakened from the dark sleep of Shaper mastery. Our eyes are open. We wish to deal with the Shapers as equals, with friendship and gratitude, but we will not be slaves to you any longer. Be wary. If you anger the Awakened, this town will no longer be open to you." It sounds like a strange new belief, but I hear some wisdom in it. He looks, despite himself, relieved. "I'm glad to hear it. We had expected instant opposition from your kind, but if we can convince you, there may be hope for peace." "I wish to learn more of this island. When and why was it abandoned?" "I deal with the now and the future. I leave it to others to worry about that past. You should talk to learned Pinner. She loves your kind more than is safe. She will gladly share all of her limited knowledge with you." What dangers do you face in this village?" "Hunger, cold, rogue creations, all of the many perils you Shapers abandoned us to." "But you know something? We serviles are not as foolish as you think. We can plan, and we can trade. I can't help but notice that you are lacking supplies. If you would use some of your awesome Shaper power to aid us instead of crush us, I could provide you with useful goods. A fair trade. Does that appeal to you?" Sounds fair. I'll trade with you. What do you want?" "The main road to the east passes south of Watch Hill. It is the road to the fortress of El-Hra, leader of the Awakened. And, recently, almost overnight, the area has become infested with rogues. We suspect that something or someone is creating them. There are too many there to be accounted for by random migration. Go there and remove the source, and we will pay you." And thus, a quest. "I wish to leave this island. I require a boat. Where can I find one?" "I would like to help you, Shaper, but we are a trading people, and we require your help as well. There are ways you can assist us. Sometime you should speak with me of the dangers we face. We just did. Okay. I was stranded here because a large ship destroyed my craft. Who might do such a thing? I do not know. I can't believe that anyone would attack a Shaper in such an open and foolish way. Only a mad one would attract the wrath of the Shapers. In this, I wish I could help you. Such provocations cannot be good for anyone. Not even the wild serviles of Kaz would do such a thing, I suspect. I do not think you will find the answer to that question here. Well, maybe we'll find hints of a boat, but that's it. On the plus side, we have a quest. Clear out some rogue creations to the east. Aside from that, though, there's still a whole village here to explore. Plus, there are learned pinner. Regardless. Huh. Oh, 2 named people. Let's see. This servile woman looks up at you with interest. There's not so much of the usual awe and fear in her eyes. She looks at you as if you were just another servile. It's very strange. I am Sucia of the Awakened. I welcome you to our humble home, Shaper. You serviles all live here? All of us of Vakkiri live in these old buildings. Many of us live in these barracks, and others, those of rank and stature, live in the private homes. I, however, choose to live here. I like to be close to my fellow serviles. You serviles speak very well. Who taught you to speak like that? She looked slightly offended by the question. Who taught us? We did. After the Shapers left our isle, we knew how they spoke, and we started to speak that way ourselves. We know that Shapers think very little of us. That is why I became one of the Awakened. Some of us, though, do not speak as well and do not have such aspirations. Who does not speak well? Do not give much weight to what Clackett says, or how he speaks. He is... well, he is one of us, but he is foolish and he speaks foolishness. Do not judge me worse because of him. You said that you were of the Awakened. Tell me more. We are a sect of serviles, led by the mighty Elhra, who believe that we serviles must stand up for ourselves, be proud, claim our intelligence and our birthright, and look to you Shapers as our equals. We know that many of you Shapers will not approve of this. We will take the consequences for this. If you would like to learn more, you should speak with Elhra. Tell me about Elhra. He is founder of the Awakened. He is our creator. He is old now, and he was one of the first to stand up and tell us that we should look out for ourselves. He said that you Shapers have abandoned us, and that made us free. You should speak with him. He lives to the east in the fortress past Watch Hill. And what is your job in Vakkiri? Elhra asked me to stay here and look after the serviles here, to guide them. They are of the Awakened, but sometimes they return to their weak, old Shaper-worshipping ways. Usually it is simple, but sometimes there are difficulties. Are you having difficulties now? I suspect that there is a Taker's spy in this village. The Takers are a dangerous rogue sect to the east, determined to foment rebellion against the Shapers. An ugly, pointless war. Sometimes they attempt to stir up trouble here. If you found the spy and brought him to my attention, the Awakened would thank you. Okay then.